Would the financial genius over there who invested $200 million of our tax dollars in this failing casino firm please stand up?
Right Honorable Prime Minister.
How much does that work out to per bus? You don't know how much your family has received from this organization, which you tried to give $500 million, really?
Can I answer for you?
I'm waiting. You haven't done an answer so far. Let's make this the first one.
It wasn't obvious to me that he had the preparation for the job.
My understanding is there is a misunderstanding of the minister's words.
Well, he's lying.
How is it even possible to spend $186 billion without a plan?
Honorable Minister of Infrastructure.
The city of Halifax has purchased 20 buses with our plan. Buses that are improving service in that community.
Mr. Speaker, I ask, what is the plan to spend $180 billion on infrastructure? And he says, we got 20 buses. Congratulations. How much does that work out to per bus? The dollar figure, Prime Minister.
In various ways, and is
how much
of the work that she's done, and I'm proud of her.
How
as
much?
well.
I'm looking for a dollar figure.
We can get that number for you if you like. It's been out in the media.
It's been in the media, but you don't know it?
If Mr. Trudeau's last name had been anything other than Trudeau, he wouldn't have ever been the leader of the Liberal Party or the Prime Minister of Canada.
And because nobody believes you.
It was only after we got advice from law enforcement that we invoked the Emergencies Act.
I'm going to ask you again, because nobody believes you when you say you don't know how much money your family has got from the Wheat Group. You've had a month to look into that. You knew you were going to testify here. Again, how much money total have your brother, mother, and spouse received from this organization? How much?
That information has been publicly shared, but I will highlight.
Well, then tell me what it is.
My mother
How much?
has
just the dollar figure.
The member for Carleton refused to repeat the allegations he made on Monday outside this house yesterday. He is hiding behind parliamentary privilege.
I asked outside of the walls of this house when the Minister of Finance sold his 680,000 shares in Morneau Chapelle. I also enumerated all the facts leading up to that sale. And I am absolutely confident that everything I've said out there and in here is true. Would he commit that if I go out and repeat my question in the lobby at this moment, that the Finance Minister will meet me there and answer the question?
But the idea that Stephen Harper was a malignant administrator of this country is worse than an insult. And then, because I'm so honorable, I would have to say, let's take Quebec out of Canada. That's a delusion. And even 2 days ago, when he's asked other questions about vaccinations and stuff, he hauls, poor old Stephen Harper must be very tired getting hauled out of the closet every 6 days by Justin Trudeau. No, it's the carelessness of the modern age. People take on tasks they're not acquainted with. Liberals are the savior of the world. Oh yes, go back to the very beginning. I'm also one. I will be leading the salvation of the world because I will tackle global climate change.
And it was only after police told us that they needed this special power.
The advice that we were getting was that that law enforcement needed the Emergencies Act. A very strong consensus among law enforcement that the Emergencies Act was necessary.
Did you ask the government or representatives for the invocation of the Emergencies Act?
No, there was never a question of requesting the Emergency Act.
Did yourself or anyone in the OPS request the invocation of the Emergency Act?
I did not make that request. I'm not aware of anybody else in the Ottawa Police Service who did.
We have heard from police officials at this committee and at other committees in this parliament. To date, none of them have indicated that they've actually asked for the invocation of the Emergencies Act. So, who actually asked for it?
My understanding is there is a a misunderstanding of the minister's words.
Bet their own money on gateway casinos. Well, it turns out nobody. Of course, the company was just downgraded to junk status, and its parent company lost 95% of its value on the stock market before being delisted altogether. In fact, financial experts in Toronto say the company vastly overvalues its assets. But there's someone who would invest other people's money in it. The casino just got the jackpot of $200 million from this government. With the financial genius over there who invested $200 million of our tax dollars in this failing casino firm, please stand up.
Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Now the clip.
It has to stop. The people of Ottawa don't deserve to be harassed in their own neighborhoods. They don't deserve to be confronted with the inherent violence of a swastika flying on a street corner, or a Confederate flag, or the insults and jeers just because they're wearing a mask. That's not who Canadians are.
All right, so here's
Wow.
the
I can hardly even look at him.
Here's the first question. How can discourse in a great democracy have become so polarized that Jordan Peterson and the Prime Minister look at exactly the same set of events and come to opposite conclusions about them?
Well, he's lying, and I'm not. So that's a big part of the issue. I don't believe that he ever says a word that's true. From what I've been able to observe, it's all stage acting. He's crafted a persona. He has a particular instrumental goal in mind, and everything is subordinated to serve that.
Why?
So,
What's the motivation?
the same motivation that's generally typical of people who are narcissistic, which is to be accredited with moral virtue in the absence of the work necessary to actually attain it.
Trudeau, he can box. So he'd probably get me on technical skills, and I'm quite a bit older, but I think I'd get up a lot of times. So, well, hopefully it won't come to that. But I tell you, there is part of me that thinks it would be interesting. All right.